Welcome to Sarasota History Alive. I'm Lee Gaines, your host, and this week we're covering the legacy of Charles Ringling. Between 1910 and 1920, visionary people like Bertha Palmer, Owen Burns, and John and Charles Ringling were beginning to transform Sarasota from a small fishing village to an ideal winter retreat. Charles Ringling was one of the 7 brothers who formed the Ringling Brothers Circus in the late 1880s. However, by 1920, there were only 2 brothers left, John and Charles. John Ringling, a natural showman, was the front man for the circus, while Charles ensured day-to-day operations and was in charge of advanced billing and actual production. Both John and Charles began to invest heavily in Sarasota real estate soon after their arrival in 1911. Charles bought land in the Shell Beach area and began building a home in 1912. From 1912 to 1924, Charles and his wife Edith alternated their residences between existing wooden houses on their estate and their home in Illinois. In contrast to his brother's interest in developing Sarasota's coastal areas, Charles Ringling invested in the downtown area. He bought the old Gillespie Golf Course, which covered an immense area that is mostly commercial today. In it, he developed the Courthouse Subdivision Business District, and a number of buildings were constructed, including the Charles Ringling Building. Ringling continued to invest in different business ventures during the Roaring '20s. During this time, he built the 11-story Sarasota Terrace Hotel. The hotel officially opened June 24, 1926. He also founded his own bank, the Ringling Bank and Trust on Main Street, and gave property to the county for a courthouse that he was instrumental in designing. Charles' land holdings included a 33,000-acre ranch near the Myakka State Park and 52 commercial lots lining the road which bears his name, Ringling Boulevard. Charles and Edith Ringling decided to build their palatial new home in 1924, just to the north of John Ringling's Cas d'Azan. The pink marble mansion sits on 40 acres of bayfront property and was completed in 1926 at a cost of $800,000. It was designed in the Italian Renaissance style with 20 rooms by Alfred Kloss of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Marshall Field of Chicago did the interior decoration of the house. The front gate to his estate was a full 1/3 mile from the house. Let's hope they had their mail and newspaper delivered to the door. Additionally, in 1924, the Ringlings had Sanford House built alongside their home for their daughter, Hester, and her husband. It is connected with a roofed arched walkway and a central meeting spot where the 2 families could have formal tea service while enjoying the cool breeze and a view of Sarasota Bay. Sadly, Charles Ringling did not enjoy his new home for long. He died unexpectedly on December 3, 1926, at the age of 62, right after the house was completed. Although Charles is often overshadowed by his brother John, his contributions and accomplishments remain a legacy to Sarasotans today. Well, that's our show. Be sure to come back each week as we continue to explore our past and keep Sarasota history alive.